Hey guys, it's Awesome Guy 4, and today I'm going to be showing you very important building techniques and when building is used for in Fortnite. So, building is the most important thing in Fortnite, in my opinion. It is a little bit more important than even aim, because without building, you will not be able to outplay opponents. Like, you will not see a professional player get into a fight that doesn't involve a little bit of building, unless it's just like a clean snipe or something. But yeah, building is the most important thing, and I'm going to be teaching you some tips and tricks on how to build better. So tip number one, if you get shot at, your first instinct should be to build. So say I get shot at right now from behind, I would quickly do that, and then I would finish the 1x1, and then I would start building up to the person depending on how far away they are. If it was a sniper shot, then I would most likely just build a too high 1x1 and try to out-snipe him if I have a sniper. If I don't have a sniper, then I would probably just try to get to cover and leave the fight behind, because I can't really out-snipe someone with no sniper. So yeah, your first instinct should always just be to build a wall whenever you get shot. And that's a really important thing that you need to know how to do, so that when you're just getting shot, if you just keep walking away, anyone that has basic aiming skills is going to be able to get a free kill on you. So you need to be able to build just a few walls. It's super simple, and like, I know the default keys for building is the F keys, but you do not want to use the F1, F2, F3, F3, whatever. You just want to use the keys that I use. Is I have my wall is Q, F is ramp, C is floor, and I don't use the pyramid at all, so it's at F4 still. And so, yeah, those are simple buttons that you can use, so when you get shot, you can just easily build walls around you, and that is a very important thing to do. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to build when you are attacking a base. So say someone just plops a porta fort down right in front of you, and you don't know what to do. So say you're kind of far away, like maybe right here. So you'll want to do that, just build a simple wall to block off the angle, and then you'll want to build like that, and just keep building roofs over top of you, because they have high ground, and then you'll place a ramp to try to build up, and if they have high ground, you're always going to want to have a ramp above you, just so that you can they can't shoot you. And just before you get above this ramp like this so that they can shoot you, just before they can shoot you, after you're like this, you want to build a wall right there, and then a ramp, and then you have high ground, and you can get some free shots into that porta fort or base or whatever they are using to try to get you down. And then from there, it's really a bit of aim based, unless you want to try to turn it into a build fight. But I try to avoid build fights, mostly because they kind of take up a lot of time and materials, and especially if you're low on resources, they can be just a waste of materials. So try to just finish them off. If they start building though, you're gonna have to want to get high ground again maybe, and then it's okay. Just, I know some people overbuild way too much. It's okay to lose your high ground if you're doing it to get some good shots in on the player that you're fighting. Like, high ground doesn't mean everything. Yes, it's important to get high ground, but if you can give up your high ground if it's gonna get you like a free shot on the player, but that's when your aim comes in, so hopefully you have some good aim. But yeah, that would be my best tip on how to attack an enemy base. You always, if you have a choice, you want to place a wall behind you. Not right there though. And then you're going to have the ramps above you as well. So then you can just go while you're covered up. And that would be how you counter my ramp. So like, yeah, that leads to my next tip. which is how to defend a base. This one is a little bit harder, I'd say, just because you're trying to keep your base and not just attack it. Like, attacking a base is a lot easier than defending it. So I'm going to show you guys how to defend your base. So defending a base is, if you build bases, then yes, it's an important part of Fortnite. But if you don't really build bases like me, because I find it a bit campy to build a base and just sit in it all game, it's a bit campy, so I don't really do it. But if you're trying to defend it, and say that person used the same strategy that I use, and they'd be coming up right there, so you're just going to want to build ramps right above them. And if you trap them underneath, like their ramp ends, let's say, right there, what you can do is you can just have that ramp above them and then edit down and get a free shot on them while they're right there. And that could most likely lead to their death, especially if you're using the double pump, just boom, boom, boom. That would most likely end them. And so, yeah, that's a really simple way to just defend your base. And, like, it doesn't really take much skill to defend a base. You just build up over top of them, and if say you don't get high ground, like they end up doing that over top of you, you're gonna want to just place something there, and then you'll want to make sure that he can't shoot at you from the top and block the edit. Like, you don't want to, like, see how I said to just edit through and hit them? Well, you want to make sure that if they do edit their wall there, they can't shoot you. You want to have all of your sides covered except for this one. So now you can just use this technique again and build up like that, and it's your high ground once again. So yeah, it's kind of a battle for high ground, all to lose your high ground and get some shots off on them. So yeah, those are some ways to defend your base if you build a base. But yeah, that's about all I can say for how to defend a base. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about how to attack a base if you are super far away. So one second, I'm just going to destroy this bus, get it out of the way. So say I'm way over here and I'm trying to attack that porta fort. There's no super efficient way to do this. So what I usually do is I do that until I get kind of close, and I just constantly have those ramps going up. But the problem with that is every time you fall off your ramp like this, you're still vulnerable to get some easy shots in on you. So it sometimes works if you do it to the side like that. But once you get to medium range away, you're going to want to double ramp, double wall underneath. So, you see, you might think that's pretty useless and just a waste of materials, but if I'm in this porta fort and I have current high ground, it's going to be a lot harder to shoot that down, because to shoot down each one, I'm going to have to destroy the wall, and then I'm going to have to destroy the ramp. Wall, then ramp. And that's going to take me a few reloads to do. But yet again, you can counter this by doing my trick like before, just editing through and blasting them. But it most of the time it does work, because that double ramp it's a really easy way to just make sure that your thing doesn't get shot down, because, well, last thing you want is to be building way up above them and then you just get shot down. That, oh crap, I just destroyed my porta fort. So yeah, the problem is though, my wall button is Q, so I have to take my finger off of shift for just a split second, so it slows me down a little bit, but not too much. I'm stupid. Ooh, I kind of messed up on that one right there. But that's no big problem, because they still have to shoot down 3 different things to knock down your structure. So that's not like a big deal if you just mess up one of them. The problem is you don't want to fall. That's the real only thing. That's the point of the walls, not falling. So you can go higher than you could usually go if you're just using a single ramp, because that is super easy to shoot down, because ramps do not have much health. But walls have the most health out of any structure, plus there's 2 of them, plus the 2 ramps. So that's going to be a lot harder to shoot down. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to be talking about is catching your falls. So say you're in a super high and very unrealistically high 1x1, such as this one. I will demonstrate how high this is by just look at this. And so say you're in this very high 1x1 and you accidentally messed up and you only put one singular wall, so all they have to shoot down is a ramp and a wall to knock down this entire thing. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to get out of here freaking fast, and you can't just edit your whole way down. You're just gonna catch your fall as you go around every time. So you can do this with the ramps or with floors. I prefer to do it with any one. To be honest, I don't have a preference, so I don't know why I said I prefer. So you can do it with ramps or with floors, and this will save your life. Like this right here, that trick has saved my life so many times, because catching your fall is very important, whether you're just trying to get across little places. Like say I'm trying to get down to Tilted Towers, I can't just jump off of that. I have to catch my fall, or else I'm going to take fall damage, right? And it's also good if you are at the top of a tower and you just want to jump down. You can easily do that by catching your fall with floors or ramps. So it may not seem super important to you, but it's a very important part of Fortnite, because it will keep you alive. Wow, that was a waste of materials. Boom, easy. So building is super important for blocking rockets as well. So a good way to practice blocking rockets is if you get a rocket launcher in Playground or something where you just respawn. What I did is I shot the rocket, then quickly, to practice my rocket blocking reaction time, I clicked hit Q, built a wall, and if the rocket hit the wall, then my reaction time was good enough to block the rocket. It took away my entire shield and part of my health, but it was a risk I had to take. Oh shoot. See, I just caught my fall. Boom. So yeah, that is one way that building will save your life, and a good tip to practice that reaction time building. So yeah, I think that is about all of the tips I can give you on building. Now you just have to practice them and put them into action, and you'll be building like the pros in no time. So thank you guys all so much for watching. This is a important tutorial that I've been wanting to make for a little bit, because it is the most important part of Fortnite in my opinion. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.